communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. Q will answer questions anytime.
This is the voice of Q.
Feel the gravity.
The military, what they've done, our generals, and all of the people, what they've done is incredible. But remember, we took care of a lot of people, including, I guess, on December 21st, we took care of Joe Biden because he got his shot, he got his vaccine.
That are very well known. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe, and morally deformed. They will attack you. They will slander you. They will seek to destroy your career and your family. They will seek to destroy everything about you, including your reputation. They will lie, 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 and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever's necessary. The Clintons are criminals. Remember that. They're criminals. Our great civilization, here in America and across the civilized world, has come upon a moment of reckoning. We've seen it in the United Kingdom, where they voted to liberate themselves from global government and global trade deals and global immigration deals that have destroyed their sovereignty and have destroyed many of those nations. But the central base of world political power is right here in America. And it is our corrupt political establishment that is the greatest power behind the efforts at radical globalization and the disenfranchisement of working people. Their financial resources are virtually unlimited. Their political resources are unlimited. Their media resources are unmatched. And most importantly, the depths of their immorality is absolute.
We'll replace them. Looking around and all over this large, magnificent planet, the truth is plain to see. If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots. The future belongs to sovereign and independent nations who protect their citizens, respect their neighbors, and honor the differences that make each country special and unique.
I said, how many times have you won? He said, 17. I said, you got to be kidding. 17. I knew it was a lot, but 17. And I said, that's great. I shook his hand. That was the end of it. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, by the way. We go a long way back. I said, wait a minute. He's told me 17 times, and now this is the 18th time. 35 national championships, 2 Daytona 500s, 18 Indianapolis 500s. I think that's just an incredible achievement. 18 Indianapolis 500s. And we had 17 people, plus me. We had 18. It was actually not 17, it was 18.
At certain times when it seemed that there was just no hope, those are the times that turned out to be the best for me because I don't give up. Come on, let's go.
Just never, ever give up. Just keep going forward. Never stop. It may seem like you have no chance. It may seem like it's over. Never, ever quit. If you're a quitter, I hope you quit right now and stop watching immediately because you'll never make it.
fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact checking because, you know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. The future belongs to the people who follow their heart no matter what the critics say. We must always remember that we share one home. And one glorious destiny. We all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow.
No, really, who are the 17%? Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from the 17%? Don't raise your hand, it may be dangerous. 17, 17,
17,
17, 17,
17,
17,
17, 17,
17,
17, 17,
17,
17,
17,
17,
17,
17, 17.
So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life.
17,
17, 17,
17,
17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17,
17, 17, 17,
17, 17, 17,
17,
17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I spoke to him 17 minutes ago. I hung up the phone as you're coming in.
17,
17,
17,
17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17,
17.
So you had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17,
17,
17, 17, 17, 17, 17,
17, 17,
17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years. As long as you have pride in your beliefs, courage in your convictions, and faith in your God, then you will not fail. And as long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to its Creator, then our best days are yet to come. I can promise you that.
the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there, and we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country, and when this country is gone, the rest of the world will follow.
The United States, after having spent over $2.5 trillion since my election to completely rebuild our great military, is also by far the world's most powerful nation. Hopefully, it will never have to use this power. If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots.
All right. We back for some more Q School. There's MelzieKaye. Tim's gonna be out today. He's gonna be running, taking care of some family things. So send some love out to Tim and Matthew Q. I think Matthew Q's doing it better. Can you hear me? Okay, Mel, you're muted. Sound check.
Yep, I can hear you. Okay.
Right on. Cool. How's everybody doing out there? Where's everybody coming in from? Thanks for all the reshares. I saw some of the notifications coming in. Let me shout some of y'all out there. Wildflower, thank you for the repost. Luann, this all on X. If y'all doing those on Instagram or Rumble or Facebook or all those other places, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Sorry if I can't see y'all doing that. Brittany Stover, Luann, these are the reshares of just the lives already so far. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Shout out to some anons. I read the comments afterwards. Eventually, I won't be able to do that. But Sarah LW, Sarah capital LW, what she helped me with? Oh, she helped me find this site for, it says remove the paywall. Let me show that real quick. Actually, pretty cool. I'll bring up the Q page just so I can open a tab. So here it's called removepaywall.com. So read articles without knowing paywalls. So this is the type of anon stuff that we do. I was not the best at this, but our friends over the years helped me with this kind of stuff. So again, shout out to hat tip to Sarah LW was in the Rumble chat yesterday. I don't know if I'd seen you in here before, so thank you. So I'm pretty sure if you get the link for the article, then you just put it right down here. And basically that's like open source. If somebody put it online somewhere, it's technically open source. And I think it's even, they're allowed to do that, right? These archive pages do not require a login and prevent users from being tracked also too. So That's kind of nice. I know Q actually, of all things, taught us in the very beginning. New York Times, Washington Post, which Q would link a lot of articles to because we're using the mainstream articles to bring attention to things, and they're still reporting on certain things happening, right? But the Washington Post would start doing those blocks and stuff because, especially knowing all the people are interested in reading them, especially anons and stuff too. But Q kind of taught us there if you deleted your cookies, you'd basically be like a new user. If used to get like 3 articles for free, now it's like now they know how important information is and all this stuff. It's like you got to have at least a profile to even read some articles, which is a joke. If it's like already mainstream, I'm like, I'm definitely not doing that shit. And that's the beautiful thing of open source intelligence and sharing information across channels and platforms and things, that we really have everything. You know what I mean, too. So this is just a tiny microcosm of things the diggers do to get around barriers or find information stuff. And this is our 17th week of Q School daytime. So we call it kind of Q School 5.0. Tim and I started all the way back. And Tim's actually created himself underneath the channel in Telegram in the voice chat section in 2021, February 23rd, 2021. And then I found him about a week later. And then we had our whole journey. And then we were on our own channel in 2022. Then we've gone through a different journey with all that too. And then we had the Patriot Unification Project, which was on Telegram right now while I was kind of away. And Tim had Q School TV, who's broadcasting documentaries and truther people like 24/7 over on Telegram. And then we had the nighttime thing. We were doing. We do a few shows here and there. Saturday nights we were doing for a while, and we were so stoked on being back and being on Restream. They'd be like 6-hour long shows and stuff. But we finally started the daytime show in August, I think. We have to figure out the exact date because I think it was the very first week we had five straight direct confirmations from either POTUS, the White House, or in some fashion of that matter. And then the second week, we got the double flyover with the B-2 bomber flying over Putin and Trump and myself seconds later, directly over the top of me. And we had predicted the classified location prior to the public. And Tim said it would happen on Q School too, and that happened too. So we were all a part of that. Some of y'all remember where you were. I believe that was August 15th too, so special day. History books are being made. We're going to keep showing up. We love y'all. Thank you for all your love and support. On the tracker down below there on the banners, y'all, different ways you can help support us. We got to renew our subscription to Restream, which lets us beam out to all these channels. So that's like $200 or so, whatever. And then what else we got going on? Starlink, all these things too. So y'all want to help support the channel? Of course, Mel's been uploading some new swag and stuff. I posted on X too. She made an ornament too, cool little Q School ornament. There you go. Scan the QR code. If you're wherever you're all watching from, either on your computer or cell phone. So she's got a little ornament there. We're gonna add some more mugs, kind of some look, what are those Pepe things? Is that socks?
Wrapping paper.
Oh, wrapping paper. Oh, that's awesome. Pepe, wrapping paper. Let's go. So these are cool little things too. You can share with your family as gifts, and or if you're getting some stuff anyways, you'll want to support Q School in different ways. We know times are tough for a lot of different people. Y'all doing the best you can. So thank you guys for all the love and support. And the awesome Q School hoodie. Is this the zipper one, Mel?
Mm-hmm.
This one's really cool. We were kind of playing around with some different designs. This kind of came. You can't show the front on that one. The front has a 1 and a 7, and then it's a zipper. So 1, 7, and then the kids hoodie too with the Q School. So our regular Q School logo you see in the top corner up here with the date where we are. We have to keep the date there for all of our Q School proofs that we have. And then underneath that though, instead of the date, it's where we go one. We go on that sweatshirt. And then on that one too, Melzie, where it's on the chest, is the 17 on the back, right? Yeah, because the kids is kind of like a jersey. I mean, it's a sweatshirt, right? The Q School, where we go one, we go all's on the front. If you want to show that one more time, yeah, there you go. And all different colors. White, I think, looks really cool. There's a blue one. It's kind of like the Superman blue. It's got the blue with the red Q School. And then underneath that is where we go one, we go up. But on the back is the 17 and kind of that red and yellow color too. So pretty cool stuff. Mel's just added in the last couple of days and just in time for holidays and season with your family and stuff. Y'all want to help support. What's that one say? I want to show that. That's a cool one. He's holding
Peace is the prize.
Peace is the prize. Peace is the prize. Oh, I think you got a little clip of JFK. Well, let's play that little clip because I think he's talking about something exactly like that kind of. Or I have one on Instagram too if you don't have it.
I dropped one into Diggers. That's real good.
Yeah.
But,
let's
since
play that one.
It is the start.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to share about that or we'll come back from this video? And then
let's do the video and we'll come back and talk about the start.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys. We love y'all. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but we'll be back. It'll come back to me here. We got lots of good stuff to talk about. There's our show yesterday. And here's JFK.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
All right, nice one, Melzie. I like that one. That was a good one. Speech here. Got some other videos too that y'all got some great stuff out there. Oh, I like the background. Just switched it to that. All right, so why don't you just help us out with it? We've got some key dates, guys. 11/22 is this Saturday with the ISO 20. How do I say it now? It's 20022. ISO regulation stuff with the banks and the cryptos, and I think it takes a few days to come through. Y'all see some of the different cryptos prices going up and stuff. We'll see how that plays out. But more specifically, 11/22 is well known for the date of the JFK assassination attempt that happened in 1963. So it was a huge date. What many of y'all don't know, or maybe some know, I mean, we have some circles that know this stuff really well. But 3 days later was the funeral, right? And there's all those other connections, metaphorically or maybe literally, to the rising of Christ. All these things. Anyways, 3 days later was the funeral. But what other significant? How's that significant day for the kids, Mel?
Well, it's also Junior's birthday.
JFK Jr. was born on November 25th. So happy birthday, JFK Jr. Y'all shout him out. Shout out. But unfortunately, on his birthday, he had to attend his father's funeral at, I believe, 3 years old? It must be 3 years old, 1960, because I'm pretty sure they had him while he was president-elect. If we could double check, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, he won the 1960 election, and then JFK was sworn in 1961, which is a 17, 1 + 9 + 6 + 1. 3 days prior to his swearing in, January 20th, 1961, on January 17th, 1961, Eisenhower gave his military-industrial complex speech, kind of warning us basically what was about to happen. So y'all wondering when the plan started, or when did we seed information or consciousness, or who else helped us? Who's helping POTUS? Which POTUS, right? Eisenhower, JFK, plus. So
it is 117, 117. It's like 117 right now.
Oh, it is right now. Okay.
Right now.
Right. 117.
It was also my dad's birthday too. So
January 17th?
Today, the 25th.
Oh, 25th. Oh, wow. Okay. And I had a decode. I can't think of the top of my head, but the 11 and 22, because there was, what else was it? But 11 is like a 2, right? So maybe there was 2 of them that had a birthday November 25th, if you know what I mean. Anyways, might be a couple of them. Maybe a Jack. I guess he'd be technically a junior too. If John Kennedy also goes by Jack Kennedy, you got John Kennedy Jr. and Jack Kennedy Jr.
Yes.
I don't know if I know their middle names, do I? Anyways, I guess it's F, right? It's still the Fitzgerald. So they're the junior, right? Who was telling me? Is that you telling me, Mel, if this name isn't the same, technically it's not a junior, right? Anybody know about that one? Who was telling me about that?
So, okay, yes. It depends on how it is. So he was a junior, right? But if his dad dies, then he's no longer a junior. Then he.
Well, I know that one. Right. So it must not have been you. If anybody else knows what I'm talking about, supposedly, like, let's say, it's John Fitzgerald Kennedy, but let's say he names his child John Frank Kennedy Jr. It's not technically. Yeah. So, okay. I don't know where that was, but that came up.
For my brother.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, okay. Sounds good. What else were we going to cover here? I had a video on Instagram with JFK, but I feel like we were talking about something and I forgot the topic.
Let's maybe pull that up because, right at the end, though, it really says, like, if he could time travel and he was giving that speech today, he's imploring us, and that's the start. because soon after that he was assassinated. And that it wasn't just the fall of a president that died. It was everything that he was going to create that fell then with it. And the cartel, the cabal, the Illuminati, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, then they were able to implement a very strong, like basically imprisonment through taxation, through other ways of putting laws that they implemented to tie the people down and changing the dollar, because JFK wanted to free us from the Fed, and he was going to make things. He was introducing the silverback. I think they're silver coins he had, and then the silverback certificate, I think. And so he was in the process of doing that and really freeing the people. And that's kind of why they assassinated him, publicly, so that no one else would step out against the cartel in that way, especially the banking system. You're muted.
Thank you. I was digging a little bit on the background. Okay, thanks for that extra perspective on that. And let's see. I was looking for something. It was this awesome speech on JFK. I'll have to find it when we're doing something else. So, what do we want to cover?
All right. So, should we go into maybe the Q post and look at the start?
Okay. Let's see.
What are talking about there?
Did anybody? Let's actually. The Muslim Brotherhood thing too. We've been talking about that. Did he finally do that yesterday?
He did. Yeah. Let's just pull this up real quick. We can do the start, and then we can go into the executive orders.
Okay.
So executive order 11110 was the one that he was implementing to go into like a gold-back, a silver-back standard.
Yep. Oh, Mike's on. Oh, by the way, too, some people shout out that we got Colorado, Alabama, New York in here. Let's see what else we got. Was that Hawaii or no? Hi, and just mentioning not Hawaii. Yeah, and then I had some on Instagram. Cherokee, North Carolina. Thank you guys. Pieces of the prize. Thanks for the comments over on all the different places, guys. We appreciate y'all. Let us know where you're coming from. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Damn it. I wish I had some. What?
The start. Maybe go to the Q post. Let's look.
Oh, you want me to show? Okay, because that's a little tricky also, because I'll show you something. Well, I'll just do it together.
All right.
All right. I think I'm going to be searching. I'm going to use QAG for now. It's a little more complicated. Y'all know that. You know the deal. Where you guys? You guys on the side. Okay. So let's do start. Sometimes I like to do less words than more. Like how many just have start in it? You know what I mean? Any guesses out there? Put your guesses out there. How many Q posts again? QAG, so it's either Q wrote it or applies directly to it. What'd you say? What was your guess?
I said 35.
35. 148 with just start. So
what about the start?
Okay, now let's do the start. 148's a lot. I would also, then when I have that number, I would look up QDrop 148 and then the mirror of that 841. Let's even just do that for a second. See if anything jumps out right off the bat, not going deep into it. 148 and 841, so start is involved. Interesting, look at that when you do stuff like this too. So mirroring 148 mirrored to 841 is 111 days in between those two. And 180858, so a 888 with a 5 in there. Even a 95 and an 88 if you put 18 together. That's crazy.
Wow.
So, and 1112, New York Times, New York Times, they're just talking about reading articles for free. Clowns in America article released today regarding Q Group is a direct attack and warning regarding what is being dropped here. Read with the lines. Why was the article published today? POTUS has been briefed. New measures active. Update the graphic. So this is early on stuff too, right? November of 2017. Really early. So I was thinking about start too, and then even the end with the journalists. Here's some sort of go code. There's the greens in there too, Mel. We just had the greens coming up with the misspelled.
We had 4 greens in a day.
We did, huh? All the different kind. Wow. green 1, green 2, green 3 confirmation, then some code. We should put that like into DuckDuckGo or something. Godspeed, which is a military, military thing. Godspeed, y'all. Q. Actually, what's the etymology of Godspeed? I know he mentions it on the movie where he escapes Alcatraz, The Rock. The Rock with Sean Connery says that line because the guy's last name is Goodspeeds, and there's some interesting connections because I don't think The Rock is mentioned in the Q drops, but there's a Goodspeed, and his name is, I think it's Stanley Goodspeed, and then he talks about the etymology being Godspeed, but there's one Q post with Goodspeed too, so that's really interesting. Just want to add that if y'all diggers go down a little traction with that. So I want to get, and then 841 again, interesting connections when you do stuff like this. So I mirrored it. And I have this thing up. This is specific to QAG. You have to do digging options, show post deltas, and reply deltas. The post deltas means if I have a handful of posts here, it's going to tell me the time in between them, like this, delta to next, meaning, and it's a little backwards. It's kind of counterintuitive to me a little bit. You got to look at this date to see how many days it was from that previous post. But sure enough, 111 days in between. So that's interesting with just start. So, and then let's see here. What did the Q say? Has Q ever mentioned Internet Bill of Rights? Mel, guess who that's all about?
Oh my goodness. I think that could
Green.
be about John Barlow.
John Perry Barlow, very specifically in the Q drops. Actually, he's the one that basically wrote it. Call it the Bible for your rights on the internet. I bet.
Okay.
I guess maybe somebody.
Wow. Okay, never mind. Go on. Keep
All
going.
right, and then reread drops, and it shows an article. Generally, there'll be a gap here, I think. So I'm gonna try to fill it in. So you'll see this if anybody's like not tech savvy to understand this. You see, it'll say this site can't be reached 20%. If you look up in your bar, you're not gonna see it on my screen. You just delete out the 20% thing, like literally where it says the 20, the 20, and then the percent. And it basically what it did was there's a gap. There's a gap in some of the links on when they're shared from the chans into the keyboard. If y'all can follow that, basically when there's a gap, a little error comes up with the 20% thing. You just delete that, or if you just copy paste, delete the gap. It's a little. Hopefully, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry about it. Anyways, it took us to AT&T. I'm guessing the article's gone. It's kind of weird. Like some of these big pages, like AT&T or something. If the article's gone, instead of saying error, it basically like somehow just takes you to their homepage. So I don't know what that article was necessarily about, but I stopped sharing. So reread drops on that. Wish we knew what that was. And then actually, let me see. Share my screen here. That's where I know Anon's other places have this stuff archived. There was a whole Q page like that. We would like a Q aggregators, qpost.online. They had every link archived. On QAG, he only has the tweets, and he's added some more links as we go. But this looks. The title was AT&T about.AT&T consumers need an internet bill of rights. Some reason that article's gone from AT&T's website. I don't know why. So some interesting digs maybe for another time, Mel. I'm sure
Oh my
mine's
gosh. Can you
twisted in
look
there
up
with
the
all this.
gematria for the start real quick?
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That's fun. Do some
Oh,
gematria while we're here. Can always do some gematria for the friends. Just make sure I'm on the right screen. Y'all tell me if Melzie's digging, not peeing, I'm not on the right screen. Just tell me telepathically, and I'll make sure I check my screen. Some of y'all did that yesterday with something I can't remember what it was. Even if you watch the recording, tell me telepathically, because quantumly, if you're watching, you can help the message get to me. All right. The start. Okay, what do you guys think is in your head? Take a guess, Mel. Try and do math on
I
that.
know, so I can't say.
Oh, you know the one. Okay. Anybody else? What's the start going to come? So the is 33. My middle name's 33. So it's kind of cool because I can take my first and last name, like Q movement 124. Let me just show y'all how that works. Q movement 124. Kyle Hansen 124. Y'all know my full name is 157. So you can put the on that too, on the Q movement. Is 157, Q movement 124. So there's some cool stuff with that. So the 33 start, a lot of big letters in there. START. I'm going to say 111. I don't know what the answer is, Mel. Maybe it's 99. Let me see. The start. Oh, I guess 111. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Look,
We just looked at that.
51 reverse.
That's crazy because we just looked at 148 and 841. Yeah.
And
In
105
the mirror.
was 15, so it's 1551 with
Nice.
the metal.
And 105, there's a lot of gematria I've been having on that too because Red October. No, wait. Yeah, Red October is 105. Charlie Kirk is 105. Help me out. Maybe put some 105. There's a really big unlock. The Start is 111. And I looked up Q drops on QAG. So I think there's a relevance to having Q alerts too, because there's the numbers have meanings for sure. But for me, like specifically searches like this, so 148 either start, either Q posted start, or they replied directly to themselves or somebody else with the word start in there. So that's very specific, right? Especially if you have a quantum computer that could like find information or look for people's replies or all these things, right? Even like with the links and stuff, to not have certain words, you'd have to have a quantum computer to be able to calculate all those things. So this is a big part of the map, right? The searches, the different 17 searches, which by the way, Cindy, we need as many more we get. And I love that you found all the other ones too. She found one that was like 98 Q drops, and yes, 9 plus 8 is 17, but we want at least 43 searches that are exactly 17, like the storm, resignations, the pen. Those are pretty fun. That's exactly 17. So we'll find some more of those always.
Can you
Also,
type in God's family?
God's family. Okay, let's do that. And then I got off track because we were supposed to search the Start, right? So I did what I was supposed to do. God's family. God 26 and 26 letters in the alphabet too, right? God's plural is 45. Family 111 with reduction 48. Ooh, and then
the reverse reduction 51, which is the same as
yeah,
the Start.
and the 15's right in here too, Mel. 159. The 9's in there. And 595, that's Alpha 45 squad. Wow. Anyways, so there it is. Let's see if you got any questions anywhere else. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so I guess I was back to that Q drop. I got off track here. 148. Okay, so I just searched. Just one was just Start. You can't not see anymore, but there was 148 drops with Start. What'd you just ask me?
The Start.
Yeah, the Start. Okay, we'll do that right now. And what's going to happen? There's going to be one that Mel's going to be like, wait a minute, where's that one at? So we got 9 drops. There's the 9 again with the Start. So this is on specifically to QAG. It has to be exactly like this, right? So if there's a parentheses anywhere, if there's an underscore, if there's a punctuation, doesn't matter for the search. I always search it capital letters just so it's easier to see, but there will be lowercase and uppercase the starts in here, but it's got to be the space Start. Can't be written together, any of those kinds of things. So 9 drops. How many less than 10 drops? Interesting. That's the same as the Start. Yes. Wow. Very first one is on 12/22/2017. I never heard that audio clip, and I missed it yesterday when we were playing it. That little intro video you guys watched where Trump says 12/21/20. I think he even says 2017 specifically. He says, "What's that? What about?" Joe got shot. Did they combine any of his speeches, or did he say that all as one take? Wow. That's wild because that's the executive order 13818, just like Happy says. 12/21, take it away. Epstein Island burns away, right? 35. What's that? Guess for 35? What's your guess, Mel? Cindy Lou Who?
For the Start?
Oh, the Start. Okay, 35. Good one. Yeah, especially JFK, the Start. Good one. Okay, I follow. Okay, look at this. 434, 12/22/2017. 3 days prior to Christmas. How about this for anybody if you understand how certain things work, let's say. Okay, so if you're tracking stuff in the sky, we didn't have clocks. Let's say we didn't have clocks. We're watching the sun. As the sun starts setting, it starts setting lower and lower in the sky, or like farther up away. And when it's it's or actually where we're rising. Okay, is he one way to close it, rise or fall? Either way, you're going to start moving. Mm-hmm. All right, but on December 22nd in the northern hemisphere, the sun looks like it sets at the same exact spot, or it rises at the same exact spot every 3 days. I think that's what it is. It starts like rising shorter, and then on the 22nd, it rises in the same spot for 3 days. The sun rises, or it basically, but what they would consider that in those days, since it wasn't moving, it was dead. Mm-hmm. So it would be dead for 3 days. And then on December 25th, for a reason, however, our physics and the world works, is then the sun rises as it comes up a farther latitude, and actually on the scheme of things on the Earth, there's more sunlight than now. Starts gaining, right? Because the 12/21 is the darkest day of the year. It actually takes a couple days, and then the sunlight starts gaining every day in the northern hemisphere on the southern hemisphere. How do you understand that? That's what it is. So it's dead for 3 days and it rises again. So anyways, 434, Q drop, and then looks like an anon in here. Look at that, 12 minutes, 34 seconds they replied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 754 seconds. Timestamp on the original Q drop, 11/26/05. 26 Q drops about military the only way. 11/5. Remember 5th of November. So anon says been sober.
That stamp.
What's that, Mel?
Look at the timestamp. So just go up a little bit. Scroll up a second.
Oh, that one here. Okay.
Okay, so I was thinking, oh well, it's also like what you're saying. So 12:21 is like from dark to light because you go, like you said, it starts to go, and it's the shortest night, and right, yeah, that was
Longest night, shortest day, and then after the darkest day of the year, it's still more evening than light, but the light starts gaining more length each day.
right, and so 12:22 would be when we're gaining light, and then you have 11, 13, 31 there, which I thought was, like 11, 13. 13 always represents kind of the 13 families. And then, so having that mirrored together too, with another 11, 11 in there. And what do they call that when it's um,
The palindrome. Palindrome, is that what it is? Or there's yeah, and then
lunch.
there's a numerical one, right? So
Anyways,
uh
interesting numbers. I don't know what they mean, but to me, it's kind of like dark to light, and then they're going after attacking the cabal. Does that make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
hmm And then,
13.
can you move over just a little bit a second onto the
Which
other
way?
one?
Okay.
1010. So 1010 is JJ, which is John John, and then you have
So
4.
what she means by that, J is the 10th layer of the alphabet.
Mhm.
So and J, so 1010 can also be JJ or John John. That's what she's saying. Go ahead.
And then you have 4, which would maybe be like Obama. I don't know, but
Oh, 44. Okay.
44, and then you have 117 seconds. So,
Nice.
hmm
1,170, but the 117's in there when you drop the 0. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice catch. 117. And that's a big post too. Droops the border. Those are big ones. And then 1010's embedded. Are we going
there's another
backwards?
1010 there. Money, power.
Yeah, it's embedded in 1011.
Oh,
That's actually what 1010 is.
oh, that's not the start we're looking for though.
Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Where'd that go?
Oh, see, there's another start with 1113 in it. So then,
Yeah.
yep,
Look at that. That's what I want to show. So, because that's only if we do this. So there it is, 11,
yep.
13. You saw, but this was actually, where did that go?
It's Q post 1113.
Oh, yeah. The Q post number matches
Yep.
that timestamp. It was 11, 13, 31. Wow. That's super nice. That's really interesting. That can't be.
And they both have the start in it, right?
Learn our comms. Yep. Oh, yeah. The one is the anon. There's your confirmation. The Q team right here, right? The start is this number prior to that Q drop coming out. Yep. For sure. I bet you'll find another connection somewhere.
I know.
150,
Yeah.
110 seconds. I guess that's probably small for you guys. What were you going to say?
I'm looking for a particular the start.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's look for that for a second and we'll scroll around. So, none of those, right? This chemicals, there it is, hands in mouth, cleaning, baby on floor, the start. This next one is the same one in bed. Then this one over here was the anon. Said, did anons ever figure out what Q meant when the baby on floor, hands in mouth, the start? Was that Syria false flag? Q said, finally, chemicals, learn our comms. That's not the one Melzie's looking for. Next one here, 1828. There's a spy operation. We tried to tackle that the other day. Tim helped me a lot. Y'all diggers did too.
You guys
There's the
are
RE. Rom Emmanuel. Something just happened with him recently. Again, after we talked about him in Q School, if y'all can find an update on Rom Emmanuel, it's spelled RAHM Emmanuel, EMM annual. Anyways, that's that guy. So we try to do that one, and that's not gonna be the one she's looking at. There it is right here. What if Nellie Orr previously worked on the farm? Where's the farm, Mel?
It's a CIA operation.
Hey, and what was the movie? Arlington Road. They're talking about some stuff on the farm a lot. Arlington Road. That's a good flick. We'll watch as an anon community when we get a chance. The start, public justification to proceed clean. Not that one. Next one here. Anon, D-class will destroy their last stand. Schumer, Pelosi.
What is
FISA
that
will be the
about?
start. Prepare public for Huber, and the brackets are backwards on this one.
Right.
And this is an anon. It's an anon, but Q decided to reply to them 9 minutes 7 seconds later on March 3rd, 2019.
Look at the
And
3-3 up there.
3
Three,
3
three, go up higher, higher. Yeah, there you go.
3 3 same day. Yep, 3 3 5 9 again in there 26. So not that one though. And then later on, the storm has arrived. The storm, and D equals the start of mass awakening. D class, I
Mm.
believe, right?
Mhm.
White House, ABC agencies. That's all the 3-letter agencies. State Department, foreign. Dot dot dot. Post D comes many eyes. Not the one we want though. That she's talking about. Blows the list of recipients. Ooh, oh, this is unmasking stuff. Okay, unmasking. Boom week ahead. This is only the start. And let's see, what's this one? Q job 4545. That's a really good one. We read that one within the last couple weeks. Maybe I'll read that one again soon. The start of this concept. So it's not that one.
Mm-mm.
Right. And that's all we got, Mel.
What?
What? So what is it?
What?
Are you misremembering? Are you
It must
misremembering?
be.
So what would we do if we didn't know how to search that? So I'm going to show an extended search thing on specific to QAG. Is what you can also do is like both words. So like let's say because you didn't know how the parentheses. Unfortunately, the is super generic, but we'll try the. And if you do it, you have to do specifically this and double sign, and you can learn that by clicking the question mark here. Will teach you all the different searches.
Where?
So
Where'd
it's
you
just
click that, Kyle?
there's a question mark is at the top of the
Well, maybe the
QAG page. Oh,
the logo
you
was
should
in
have
its
been able to
way.
see it. I might have went a little fast. Okay, but here's the main thing: like your regular search. So when you want to search like a phrase, like
Oh
the
no!
start,
Hold up.
just like it's.
Let me
Yep.
screenshot this.
I'm not sharing the right thing. Oh, I am. Show. Okay. Here, let me make it so you can see it a little better.
All right.
So, anyways, while she's taking a screenshot, the XY is just like if you wrote the start, you're going to search things for exactly specifically again the space start. This one's the bar is like an and or an or. So you search Q jobs with either the that either have the in it or start in it, and they would all be included. This one is an and, so you do and. So it's Q drops that would have the and start in it. So that one's pretty cool. And then you can even combine them, right? You could do the and or this phrase. So that's one I haven't done a lot, but that's again way more specific. But if you're looking for certain, you'll see some really connections like that too. So you autists out there find some interesting things like that. Let me know so we can start adding that to our kind of catalog of all the different codes and comms and whatnot. So I'm going to go back now.
Okay.
And again, unfortunately, the is a very common word, but this is where you see there's definitely a quantum computer because I've had some other connections that like there's just it doesn't make any sense. Let's see how many we get. Might be a lot still. We're gonna search it. We're gonna do the start. I don't think I hit it right. Okay, 117, Melzie. Oh my fucking god! I might have just thought that was like interesting, but the
Okay,
fact that
hold
we
on. I
had
gotta
like
screenshot
3 other
these two too.
times.
Oh
Let me
my
drop down
gosh.
so you can see like the first one maybe.
Whoa, whoa.
Post.
There you go. Okay.
Hold on.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I want to get that first little bit in there because look, it's 111 on Q Drop 21 111. There's something there, guys. I don't know what it is. Help y'all can help us figure it out. I got different search results multiple times on the word insulated, 3, 6, and 5 different results. I've seen a few things. I've had a few odd things happening. Is that Namamarain, Maine? Our friend on YouTube there, 1462, Agent 1462. I've had some different times too. If you again, if you're searching on Q alerts, you'll get some different numbers too because they'll do little summaries of images. So sometimes that's good. You'll find posts that maybe are hidden, or if it's like because if there's an image of the word, if you're searching on QAG, that's not going to pop up. So the images, so there's really tricks like that too. And then they've done some updates, and I think there's like, for instance, there's QAG.news or there's QAG pub or whatever. And I don't know, because Tim and I had actually different numbers. We did it live, right, Mel? We did it, and Tim and I kept his would be one off on like
Yep.
several different. We're on the same thing. I'm on Q alerts, and he's on Q alerts, and he's having one off, and we couldn't really figure out why. So I'm not sure on that. The QAGG.news number should be the same though. Another thing that happens on the Q alerts. Let me just show this live so I can, instead of just explaining it. Let me go to Q alerts for just a second. So qalerts.net, or there's pub, or I used to do .pub, I think, or .net. I don't know. Here's what Q alerts looks like. One big thing with this though is if you search a word on, let's just do D-class. Okay, if I do D-class like that, we're gonna get 126 posts. Okay, but what happens is that's going to be right. It's going to be included a possible word, but on Q alerts, if you actually put a space at the end of the search, hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. I put a space here on the other keyboard QAG. That wouldn't matter if you had a space here. The space matters. Maybe we'll make a shirt for Q alerts. The space matters.
Ooh,
Put the space here, and you're not going to get any of those posts that have
would that
declassified
be
in
like the
it.
dash matters?
Kind of, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we could kind of do like, this is specific to Q alerts. Okay, so
Okay.
then that separates it. So there was 58. So that's how, one example, you could get different numbers if you didn't realize it on Q alerts. Okay, on QAGG.news, if you're getting different numbers, let me know what you think happened and make sure you didn't misspell it. Someone said they said insulated. That seems kind of specific. So anyways, back over to our 117. So that's too many jobs. So Mel's looking for, so how about instead of the and start, Mel, what are some of the other keywords in that post you're looking for?
Okay, the start. Let me think.
The start's
No,
in it?
relationship.
Relationship? Okay, there's a good one. So let's try that. So she said the start, but again, there's multiple words. Let's just use the big ones. We'll do start
Mm-hmm.
and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll even go shorter. I'll just do relation, since that would also include. Actually, does that have to be specific? Maybe that does. No, because again, QAG will always relate to, it would add, if you have relationship, this would be included. So I'm just going to add this. I don't want that to confuse me. I'll search it later. It should be the same, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
but we'll do start and relationship. You got 4 jobs, and there's the one I'm pretty sure you're looking for, right?
Yes.
Okay, now why do you think,
Wow.
now do you see why the start didn't work? Why it didn't come up?
Because it was in quotations.
Yes, the quotations. And by the way, the yellow stuff is always what we're searching on QAG. There's never, unless it's a screen capture of an image,
Here,
none of the words are highlighted that I can think of,
I want to
especially with the
screenshot
yellow.
the start too. Hold up now.
I can, okay, you want it with the yellow? I can bring these posts up without the yellow.
No, I want it with the yellow.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Smile.
And I'll say that I've seen one weird thing that with like kind of the programming that Mr. Smith did, when you do this and sometimes there's a little glitch that happens, and it'll be like this weird writing. It didn't come up on this one, but just if you ever see that, I don't know if you ever fixed that. Anyways, but there, yeah, the parentheses are around the start. So let's see, this one's interesting. April 8th, since Q drop 1082. I know there's something with the numbers here on this one. What's this one, guys? Why 1082? Hold on, I have something else with this too, because I'm spacing right now, but look at this. It's April 8th, 48, right? So April 8th.
48.
And then and check this out. This will be fun for gematria for everyone. So 48, maybe negative 40, right? Or what about 2018? When we're dealing with gematria type stuff, we'll drop the 0. So let me head on over here to gematria, and we do John F. Kennedy Jr. spelled out is 218. So
Oh, look at the
how about that? John F. Kennedy Jr.,
88.
even though it's 2018, lots of Q drops on 2018. It's still right there. Reverse deduction 88. Also pretty interesting. So back to the Q drop though. 48, April 8th, 4818. Or is there 2 18s on that November 25th date? Again, full circle too, guys. JFK Jr.'s birthday is November 25th. So that's why we're celebrating that. And it's again 1122, or there's 2 of them, 1125. So maybe there's 2 of them birthday today. Salute them. I guess it's not their real birthday. What was it? August 9th? I think it's August 9th, actually. Ooh, was that the day they released the documentary? I never caught that before. Okay, so timestamp 14 1514. You want to read this one, Mel? And look, it starts with a 9-5 on the Q research board. You want to read that one, Mel?
POTUS in Junior, relationship, plane crash 1999, HRC Senate 2000, the start. Enjoy the show. Q.
Nice. So, what plane crash was that?
That was JFK Jr.'s plane crash.
JFK Jr.'s. What was the date?
That was July. Oh crap! 20. Oh, was it? I don't know. I can't think.
Oh, she's been time traveling. July 16th,
That's it.
1999. Okay. And then
Yes.
HRC was going to be running for the Senate. Obviously, JFK Jr. would be a front runner in New York. She'd never have a chance to beat him in a legal fight. And this plane crashed July 16th, 1999. So is that the start, or is it after the Senate, or what, like, why did they say it after the Senate? Why not after the crash? Okay, so I've heard different things too. Like our military was in control all the way back in 1999. So that's like, wait a minute, how did 9/11 happen then? Certain, again, those certain inflection points, certain things have to happen, and maybe who knows what's real or what's not that we're seeing. And there's just so much strangeness afoot that I don't even try to begin to try to understand everything. So now the next one here, see if we can gather some more information here. Is 1083 is the very next post, and they replied to themselves from 1082. So this is what's cool on QAG when you have your digging options selected and you have post deltas and reply deltas. It does the math for you. And Tim and I would have to try to do that. And also for the clock fags out there that love the clock stuff, that's like our friend I Am Rising, Brian, over on Telegram. We're going to try to get him more here on a restream so we can get him out on Rumble and X for all you guys because he's brilliant. One of our Anon friends. But anyways, he's awesome on the clock. You can show the clock info on here too. For me, it's just a little bit too much going on. So when you see that, I guess there it is. Here's all the clock stuff. What minute it's at. There's like a mirror in the clock too. Again, I'm not.
Oh my goodness, I'd go nuts. I'd.
Yeah, it's a little bit just too much, but it's still like for him
Lot
too.
there, I'm sure, but
Just like vice versa for Brian, this up here is like too much for his brains. Now there's
right.
too many things going on. So,
Yep.
that just play with those a little bit. The digging options. I just like definitely these top two on there because it does the math for us. So like I said, back in the day, and they just recently changed this. Did they change it back? He did change it back. For a while they were putting this the reply up top. I didn't really like it. Anyways, it's how it originally was. So Tim and I would be like, okay, this one's 14/20/23, when the Anon posted at 14/15/14. So how long is that? So in our head we'd be like 6 minutes, no, 5 minutes and 9 seconds. And then but now it just does it for us. 5 minutes, 9 seconds, and it's 309 seconds. So that's super cool. So Q waited 5 minutes, 9 seconds. Again, there's some sort of connection, not to make it about me here, but there's multiple connections with the 5 and the 9 of Vincent Kinney posted, I believe it's Jeremiah 5:5:9. Also, so there's something with that. My birthday's 5th day, 9th month. Even this HNQ research board, it's 9:5:3 and then a 9 in there also. So Q responds 5 minutes, 9 seconds later. And SIG intercept. This one's interesting too. SIG intercept would be like when you're like NSA and you're scanning, information as some sort of signal was intercepted, and then it's a link to the CIA .gov site, which is basically their Freedom Information Act's doc site. I don't know if I can still get to this doc. And then it says old to new as the world turns. Q. I wish I remember what's her name, Jennifer Mack, but then what's the other one? The kind of eccentric one that would do the Q stuff and the connections. Mel, she what did she say about that? Damn it, what was I even talking about? I lost my tracker. Oh, as the world turns. Somehow that's obviously a daytime soap opera. So there's lots of connections with that from the other ones too. Maggie Nixon stuff. The families too. The families are connected to the guy that ran the pizza joint. James Alefantis, his family's connected to people in that daytime soap opera stuff, so that's all connected to Hollywood. But there's something deeper to it. I can't quite put my finger on all of it, but that's one, as the world turns, and then somehow that connects directly to JFK Jr. I mean, I guess because they're replying here, but I don't know. Do you know what that means with that connection, Mel?
No, I've wondered about that myself. So I think there's a deeper connection. Like we had talked about. they had like different CIA people that would be in there, like let's operatives, right? Because they would want to control, just like a Jeffrey Epstein would, the Hollywood people. So and also influence movements. So does that mean as the world turns? I mean, that's a pretty big thing that influenced a lot of people that would watch it. Did they have people in there that would put into some type of programming, or is that a type of program as the world turns? I always think like I get stuck on stuff like that, and then, my head doesn't know. So I don't know. I don't know, but you're right. I mean, you said that there are people like they're CIA agents that are working within as the world turns. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. It's like we just unturned around. Even the one guy's like, I wish I hadn't seen the clock information. If you're on Telegram, go over to I Am Rising's channel. He does a great job, and we'll try to bring him on. Maybe we'll try to bring him on. We actually have one. We had him on one of our in Rumble channels. Right.
Mhm.
Let's show everybody where to find a Rumble channel real quick here. Man, I got so many things on my mind right now. Oh, actually, scratch that 1 second. Help me remember that one. Let's go back to the Q drop, and then that article. I actually was able to get the article back up. So, or it was still there. So, as the world turns, signals intercept, and then this is shared from the CIA.gov site. I hope this is the right one because
It
it would have went.
sounds to me kind of like an operation as the world turns.
Yes.
See,
Oh, I wanted to do the gematria on that too. Let's do the gematria real quick too. As the world turns, as the world. Ooh, as the is
it would
53.
be an easy phrase to say as the world
World.
turns.
Ooh, as the world 125. John Kennedy 125 turns. Oh, 217. Oh my god,
It's
that's
a
the Q
reverse
school start
reduction.
time. It's supposed to be the Q school start time. That's freaking crazy, dude. As the world turns, again, I mean I recognize the connections because with yourself you're going to, but 217, look at that. 217 is 157. We just happened to start
Go
Q
back.
school on that time
Go back to
as the
as
world
the world
turns.
turns a second, please. So look at reverse reduction.
89, that's a 17.
Hmm.
4 words, 15 letters. That 4 times 15, 60. That's the one right before the first Q drop.
Yeah.
Redemption and 188.
So the start, what does that mean? Like in that relationship. Um, that's an interesting question because like they've said, like I believe that the start probably happened as far as the planning earlier than that, like maybe at the assassination of JFK. That you know was it that generals got together, and was it that there was foreknowledge of it, and so there was some type of start, I think, that happened here. And then they say that Trump is the finisher, right? That JFK was the starter, and that Trump is the finisher. So and yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing. What would have happened to our world if he hadn't passed? Um, and that's what we have to think too. How important it is to um, to make sure that the people that are like Trump that are protected, and talking about well insulated, it talks in the Q post about POTUS being well insulated. And if this is a military operation, and maybe the start, like Quan Galt, I told you to followed me on Twitter. And so he posted something that said that this is a plan that's 70 years in the making, and so and it won't be done in a day, and that was back 7-8 years ago, and we're still here, right? So and he also said that this is a plan to wake up the mass amount of people, and I believe that. So we're here at this precipice of time, and are we in, like we were talking, like the beginning and the end, and everybody kind of wants to either have the beginning or they want to have the end, but it's that now moment of this time we're in that that we get to experience, right? And that we have to celebrate, and every day in this battlefield is something we can have in gratitude.
Well said.
Did
Well
I lose
said.
ya?
No. That's
Oh, sorry.
no. Trying to let's see. Cheryl 17, I like that name. As the World Turns was paused. Ooh, that's a nice one too. As the world as let's bring that one up. As the World Turns, the show was paused for the announcement of the
Oh,
JFK assassination, and also I believe it was CBS Bulletin. See how it's right in our face, bullet
mm.
in the president. There was
Oh
actually
my
something even too
gosh.
when Trump first administration. I believe it was actually a Christmas event because I think they were even lighting a Christmas tree. I could be wrong on this part, but Trump's from the back. And the news camera is on the back of his head, and it's got like the plus sign on it, like it's like a target. You know what I mean? And somebody posted, I believe, on their social media, like not trying to be a joke, like they was like, oh, this is us just filming the president, but it was the plus in the back there too. So there is no 11.5, by the way. What's that mean, Sunny? Correct. November 5th, or you mean 11.5 Law of War? Or if there's a reset or something early at 78. Okay. But yeah, also too, again, the start and stuff, it gets complicated when you look at all these things, because again, if you follow some of these topics, and this is something I was really into even before Q, is like, again, Eisenhower wanted to find out what was going on in Area 51, and they said, you don't have clearance to get in here. And he was like, the F do you mean I don't have clearance from the President of the United States? Sorry, but you don't have clearance to, just roam freely in here. And he was so pissed that he threatened to invade with like a something, I don't know, the number 101st Airborne Division, like the Army. He was going to invade Area 51 with the Army, United States Army. And then that's domestic soil stuff too. It's kind of like Trump, that could he prove that, whatever. They had, again, the way the stories go, believe what you want, or, this is kind of collected from multiple sources myself on these topics. He was kind of forced to there was some sort of agreement, right? They allowed him to kind of see some things. And there was also supposedly some off-world meeting situation going on there possibly too that helped seed our consciousness. And then the Q plan, these other things too. I always go to at least Eisenhower for sure, because it was so unprecedented and out of the norm for him to give that military industrial complex speech. Presidents don't give a leaving speech, and he actually had written it several months prior. And again, it was on January 17th. It's on 17th. And also 3 days before JFK too, right? 3 days darkness or whatever. But January 17th, 1961, 1 + 9 + 6 + 1 is 17 too. So double 17. Also, the true first recorded Q School on my phone was on January 17th. Pretty cool, by the way. But anyway, so that goes there. Then it gets more complicated because you got time travel and all these things. Like, did we go all the way back to Abraham Lincoln? Like, there's the Lincoln bloodline, the Clooney, so it gets super complicated with all that. And what does that mean? The start, and that's what I mean. Like, when did what start? The plan start, or did all these things? So there's obviously the connection. Like, why did Q make that post? And then they stay away from it. They've kind of keep it farther back. We can obviously see, hey, this is the big deal because first it was JFK. Which, by the way, if JFK got assassinated and then RFK got assassinated, you don't think we're gonna be watching JFK Jr. his whole life, like people in the military and other intelligence agents? So he had a team following him since birth, and
Secret
obviously,
Service, right?
yeah, well, or yeah, a real Secret Service, not the USSS one,
Right.
because they seemed to be complicit in a lot of these things, and even these other movies, right? We watched a little bit of Olympus Fallen. It's more of a mainstream movie, and it's a little too theatric for me, but it's the main way that it happened is somebody's Secret Service infiltration to take over the White House. I don't think they could ever do that, but what I mean, the whole situation. So I didn't want to keep talking. I was going to add more, but I've been rambling for a minute. So let's see if there's any questions. Lots of comments over on all kinds of places.
I put
Think
a couple things that are in Diggers that are, just a little video tributes to
Okay.
JFK and to JFK Jr. And I'll
Okay, perfect.
put that out.
Yeah, let's do that, because then I could take a second here.
They're not too long.
So pick that one. I got some screenshots. Oh, there they are. Okay, cool.
You don't have to pull them up.
All right, this is a short one, though. You can play this one anyways. Happy birthday, JFK Jr. Send him some love. Put in the chat. Maybe, who knows? Maybe his spirit will see the comment. You never know.
Imagine when this race
Don't
is
forget-
won, turn our golden faces into the sun, praising our leaders, we're getting in tune, the music's played by the madman, forever young, I want to be forever young.
All right, that was a fun one there. Forever young. See, happy 65th birthday. 65th. So yeah, the 1960 junior/boss. Feeling so grateful and blessed to have you as our boss, VP. You imbue all the qualities God intended a great leader to have: dedication, perseverance, strength, devotion, wisdom, and knowledge, patience, and above all else, unconditional love for everyone. If we all just did that, everything would be perfect. Enjoy your birthday and have fun, Junior. You most certainly deserve it. Much love. God bless you and your family always. All right. There's the Godfather connection. Okay. What else we got? Where is this? JFK? Here it is. Okay, perfect.
He slipped beneath the tide that night, wings folded, stars took flight. A shadow moved where none should go, buried deep, a seed to grow, a father's dream, a whispered plan, a phoenix rising, a hidden man. Oh, the greatest story ever told, not in books, not in gold, in the silver threads of time it weaves a legacy. Executive orders, numbers and codes, a map through dark and winding roads, 11 and Wandale, carved in stone, a fight for kings, a broken throne, the deep state tower. It sways, it bends as history circles. The mission ends. So the greatest story ever told, not in books, not in gold, in the silver threads of time it weaves a legacy, born in whispered leaves. They say the storm is yet to break, but quiet hands the earth will shake, from ashes gray to skies of blue. A hidden truth will rise anew. 65 years, the clock still spins. A game of shadows, a world of sins. The cabal quakes, the lines are drawn, a silver dawn, a stellar dawn, from Father's voice to the Son's quiet breath. They march together beyond death.
All right, we're back here. Let's see. We got one more. It's a video. Looks like it. No, it's a short one. We need one more clip. Ooh, the Tiffany Blue Wagon got 17 in the
Isn't that cool?
What's that?
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, here we are at this day that, for many they mourned, and it was the start possibly of maybe something that was born to create this time that now we can fight and change, and have that future that he had dreamed. All right, so should we transition into like maybe today's news and look and see what's going on?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's maybe look at Delta, see if that catches their attention. Anything what y'all want to talk about from the local news stuff, or not local, but
Let me just check a
current.
second and see what's going on.
Agent P's back. Mel, nice to stay. Be present. Enjoy the journey. Don't let worries rob your future. I guess,
Oh yes. So yesterday, was it yesterday that the Muslim
I
Brotherhood
don't know.
Trump?
Oh yeah, Muslim Brotherhood. We definitely got to cover that because
Yeah.
they did designate it. We didn't cover it, but it should have happened live on our Key School here. Let's see if these people are sick. Is it safe to say they're lazy in regard to gematria? So theirs is incredibly simplified. I don't think so. That's part of their religion. Honestly, is the numbers and then hiding it in our face, like putting it in our face and stuff. So they're sick, and we say stupid, but they're very cunning. They're very cunning, and they certainly know the esoteric knowledge and the symbolism much more than most of us. And that's actually they're kind of trained into that, right? That's part of their upbringing, their programming. They're taught the signs and symbols. That's just like that sacred passed down knowledge, right? And they've kept it, these service to self entities, to remain them in power. And then that's when that information gets out. Things like organized religion will call it, blasphemy, or, that's the Satan, hoodoo or whatnot, to keep you away from it, right? Understanding our knowledge and stuff. And that's what this other stuff this knowledge has been passed down from us too, and the bloodlines and stuff too, and Yeshua and all that too. So plus. Anyway, so we're going to cover some stuff that's happening more recently. Muslim Brotherhood. I saw we had that one thing in Diggers.
I dropped
And
something in there. If you want to pull up this one guy, he kind of, I think there's a short little video we could play about it, and then we could pull up some stuff that we found.
Okay, because I'm trying to find. I'm so confused. I was looking for something else. Okay, you got some on Diggers. You got?
Yes, in Diggers. It's the very bottom.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Donald Trump is going to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization, and this is a big one. Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, has just posted on X. And if we learn what all of the terror comes back to is radical Islamic terrorism. If we listen to General Flynn in 2016, he warned us.
I do believe what we have, though, is we have a significant problem with radical Islamism. And we have to address this problem. And I mean, the rise, the doubling, Wolf, of radical Islamist groups around the world is something that we have to pay greater attention to.
If we look at Donald Trump recently, he tells us about Nigeria and all the killings to Christians due to radical Islamists.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over.
And Donald Trump has also warned us about radical Islamic terrorism in the UK and in Paris.
You've seen what happened when Europe opened their doors to jihad. Look at Paris. Look at London. They're no longer recognizable. And I'm going to get myself into a lot of trouble with the folks in Paris and the folks in London. But you know what? That's the fact.
And we can see there's a lot of problems over here too when it comes to illegal immigration. It's the same agenda. But this is a worldwide problem. We can also see Donald Trump went out to India, where radical Islamic terrorism is a problem there as well. And he told the Indians that the US military would protect them.
Today we honor all of the brave American and Indian military service members who work together to safeguard our freedom. We stand proudly in defense of liberty, and we are committed to protecting innocent civilians from the threat of radical Islamic terrorism.
And if you look at the standing ovation, they know it's been a problem for generations. This is the real evil, and this is a big announcement because then they can start cleaning up worldwide for people to see it with their own eyes. So the Muslim Brotherhood, a terrorist organization, and this will be confirmed very soon.
Radical Islamic terrorism has to be eradicated, just off the face of the earth. This is evil. This is evil. This is something nobody can even understand. This is a level of evil that we haven't seen.
All right, nice video. Thank you for that one, Mel. And then let's see, I saw this thing got proclaimed. Put us back on the side here. Oh, what happened? Am I not sharing screen? What do we do? Did I hit stop share? Maybe I did that. Where's that executive order he did? There it is. Fact sheets. Put us back on the side here. Or maybe... So fact sheet, President Donald Trump begins process to designate certain Muslim Brotherhood chapters as foreign terrorist organizations and specifically designated global terrorist. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep,
Global
go ahead.
terrorist.
You're good.
All right. Here's something from the White House. The fact sheet. So when did this actually come out here? So here's November 24th. So today's the 25th. So this was yesterday. So this one it actually got signed.
I think that was the one at 4 o'clock that was supposed to be signed.
Okay. Securing America from extraordinary threats. Today, President DJT signed an executive order directing the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Treasury to consider whether certain chapters of Muslim Brotherhood should be designated as foreign terrorist organizations, FTOs. And you know what? There's FTOs in the Q drops. I don't know if I ever knew that was foreign terrorist organizations, and specifically designated global terrorists, SDGTS. Sounds like a Stargate SG-1 episode. The order directs the two aforementioned secretaries in consultation with the Attorney General and the Director of National Intelligence. Who's the Director of National Intelligence, guys, for the U.S.? This is Q School. Go ahead and put in the chat if you know it. If you don't know it, look it up. Director of National Intelligence. It's a female. Well, at least we're told she is. Attorney General. Who's the Attorney General? I might not actually know that one right now. Wait, I know that one. Never mind. Who's the Attorney General? Also, go ahead and put that at Q School. Who's the Attorney General of the United States? Okay, to submit a report, and both female, to submit a report on whether to designate any Muslim Brotherhood chapters, such as those in Lebanon, Egypt, Jordan, and forest terrorist organizations under 8 U.S. Code 1189 and all this other bullshit. Executive Order 13224. So what is that? 444. 1 and 3 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4, and the 4. So 1444. So the Secretary of State and Secretary of Treasury take action within 45 days after the report to designate chapters as foreign terrorist organizations and the other one. So I guess they're going to, comb through and make sure they're not designating somebody that's actually, involved in Muslim Brotherhood, a chapter that's legitimately like trying to follow their faith, and they're not trying to infiltrate the United States. Maybe that's what they're doing, sounds like. Okay. The order's ultimate aim is to eliminate the designated chapter's capabilities and operations, derive them of resources, and end any threat such chapters pose to U.S. nationals and the national security of the United States. What a concept. Okay, so countering terrorist threats, President Trump is confronting the Muslim Brotherhood's transnational network, which fuels terrorism and destabilization campaigns against the U.S. interests and allies in the Middle East. In the aftermath of the October 7th, 2023 attack, the military wing of the Lebanese chapter of the Muslim Brotherhood helped terror groups launch multiple rocket attacks against both civilian and military targets within Israel. A senior Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood leader encouraged violent attacks against U.S. partners and equities in the Middle East on the same day that Hamas perpetrated the October 7th attack. Reports indicate Jordanian Muslim Brotherhood leaders have long provided material support to the militant wing of Hamas, safeguarding American security and defending U.S. interests abroad. President Trump continues to prioritize robust counterterrorism measures to protect Americans and strengthen national security against foreign threats while promoting peace and stability around the world. That's what we're doing here, kiddos. By the way, we have that. That's what we got to talk about today, Mel, though, is the Russian-Ukrainian peace agreement. I believe Ukraine agreed to it already. In January, President Trump initiated the process to designate Ansar Allah as the Houthis. Okay, so anyways, MS-13, oh, this is important. President Trump's statement designated 8 cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and this other one, the SDGTs, including Tren de Aragua and MS-13, to combat their violence and drug trafficking. This administration has deported hundreds of terrorist gang members and will never allow foreign terrorist enemies to operate on American soil and endanger our people. What a freaking concept. Hoo-yah, sir. In June, President Trump signed a proclamation to restrict the entry of non-immigrants from countries with a history of terrorism or other lawlessness. President Trump has repeatedly ordered lethal strikes against narco-terrorists to stop drugs from flooding into our country. With today's order, President Trump is once again taking steps to preserve international peace and stability and keep America safe. Thank you there, boss. Straight from the boss himself there in the White House.
Yeah.
Thank you for the dig there, Melzie. Good job. Let's talk about that peace agreement, or do you have something that you were going to?
No, let's go and talk about the peace agreement. That sounds good.
Okay. So I think that's right above even, wasn't it?
It
From at the end of yesterday. Let me make sure. What's all the flights? What's the flight right here thing about? Oh, the football game.
Where are
That's
you?
weird. I wonder if that. I'm a ways up in Diggers. I thought it was up here a ways, but it must be at the bottom, huh? Because I thought we posted it like yesterday's show. We just didn't get to it, or was this all recently?
Oh, the thing about Venezuela is they're shutting off flights from not just like U.S. craft, but also from other places. Flights going into Venezuela kind of shut off. So that's what. So I think things could be happening. I don't know what, but we'll find out.
I don't know if you saw. Was it the same thing? Because I thought the flights were. Maybe it was. But it was right here. This is. Oh, it is Venezuela. Okay, so I was missing that. Both U.S. and non-U.S. aircraft continue to avoid Venezuela airspace after the FAA on Friday issued a security NOTAM. What's that stand for, guys? NOTAM. NOTAM. No fly or something. What is that one? I thought I must have read something wrong. Oh, okay. I was reading this. I thought that was the caption. Why did the New York Football Giants not kick that field goal? Okay, so that's something totally different.
I do have something really interesting if you want to look at it real quick.
Yeah, you got it at the bottom.
I'm going to put it in there right now. Hold up. Okay.
Do we have that? Do we have over in show staging the peace agreement? Because we were going to do that.
I'm looking for it. Oh, it's 222.
Okay. 222.
Yep.
The time.
Right now, yep.
Not my life away. Okay, I got no idea what's going on here.
Okay, cool. Yep, down to the bottom. So look at this real quick.
Comey?
So, yep, we don't have to look at each one, but what do you notice that is the same or different in each one? What do you?
The suit's all the same, obviously, but the hair is different.
The hair is different, isn't it? But he has the same suit and the same background, right?
Yeah, let's look at him for a second.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my Substack. Last week's cold turns out to have been COVID, quite a flashback. And Donald Trump is still president and still humiliating America on the national stage, standing next to Vladimir Putin. It's like a dream, a bad dream you can't wake up from.
It is a dream come true, baby.
But I don't want to talk about that bad dream this week. I want to talk about a truly inspirational public figure named Taylor Swift. Of course, I watched her podcast interview with the Kelsey brothers. Of course, I watched
We don't have to watch the whole thing.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees. I'm grateful that the court ended a case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence, and a reflection of what the Department of Justice has become under Donald Trump.
Oh, man, these guys. Okay, so there you go. There's the dates: August 17th, September 25th, and November 24th. He put out another one just recently. I think somebody else saying that. Same tie, same suit, different hairstyles, but I don't know. Looks pretty AI-y.
It looks AI to me too.
AIE. General Apex, I think, was talking about that yesterday. Thank you, General. Thank you again for the intro. We'll play that again soon, too, by the way. General Apex, if anybody wants to add their own music, excuse me, not music, but videos to that, reach out to General Apex. Y'all can do like a little collab, or if you want to do it and then just send it to him, make sure he okays it or whatever. Here's some cool gematria stuff. Am I sharing my screen right now? Some of these other ones. Okay, so Q is 17. If 17 spelled out, 109. It's coming, 109. Sunshine, 109. Everyone, 109. Ready for Q, 109. Follow God. Believe in God. 4 days. Oh, that was on that JFK video. Cyber Attack 109. My dear friend 109. Nisara Gisara. XRP price. God's chosen. Diana Spencer. Ace of Diamonds. We won it. Me and you. Q Age. Jesus Image. Team Courage. There's a whole lot on here. His children. Family Plan. Team Effort. That's the crazy part about Jumanji too. A Journey. He created us. I am 17. God won. Hear Christ witness, shine up. Damn, how many are here? Clear message. We shall see. King of Pop, Galloway. Hello, guys. Hello, George. Air Force One, 109. Ooh, Alpha Squad 45, 45. Space Outs. You know we're supposed to do it. 109. Reduces Mirrored 91. God wins 91. The Big Night 109. All right, so there's some gematria. Thanks for that, guys. And look at there's his parody account. IL Donald Del Trumpy. Papo Trumpo, it's official. Muslim Brotherhood's classified as a terrorist organization. Of course, all the Anons, most Amazons were talking about that. The Q Deltas were taking us there, but we made the prediction specifically, like probably be in 17 days. I know we did that after our October 31st Muslim Brotherhood episode, but I'm not sure when that was. So we have to see. Can't find the peace tree stuff. Okay, I'm sure we could look it up. Somebody want to drop it in Rumble for us? Where's the freaking? I think. Oh, you know what? Let me show one more thing then, Mel. Hold on, let me regroup here for a second. Regroup. I think I have to share my full screen because I'm going to go to the Trump Tracker app, which I don't think I've shared or showed hardly ever on the Q School 5.0. So let me try go entire screen. And can you see what I'm looking at here?
Yes.
So, okay, Trump Tracker. All right, so this is an app. If y'all look for it, Trump Tracker. I don't know if it's only on iPhone. I can't remember. I have it on my MacBook too. It's really awesome. It has just news, executive orders. It's a great index for looking up anything to do with Trump stuff, actually, especially on your phone. I wish if somebody could figure out who makes this app and partner with them in some way to have, because you can find all of his rallies, and then all you'd have to do is there's usually a link, like a YouTube link too, of the rally. See, there you go. Watch it on YouTube. And then YouTube has the transcript. If somebody could have AI and get all the transcript of every one of his speeches and rallies, and then be able to make it searchable, right? Have something right here at the top, search. Boom, you search, and you could actually search like a phrase, and it would show you what rallies and stuff he said that at. That would be super powerful. We have essentially everything to do that. We just need somebody to organize and put together, and of course, have the things to do that. So on his notifications, though, here's some of the stuff the last few days I've seen rolling through. Of course, earlier last week, the Epstein file stuff. What the heck just happened here?
What
in the world?
What
What the shit? I don't even know what. Oh, it tried to open a new page. Okay, either way. Trump, I was trying to zoom in and it clicked it. So let's see. Breaking: U.S. House votes to release Epstein files 427-1. Now goes to the Senate. The Senate passed it. Breaking: it's official. U.S. Senate passes by unanimous consent, forcing the release of the Epstein files, sending the House bill straight to President Trump once it arrives. I believe he did sign it. Do we know actually for sure? Can y'all in the chat let us know if he did sign it? And then the DOJ has like 30 days after that. September, native born, this is employment in September. Native born had 133,000, I believe this is new jobs. Year on end, 2.5 million new jobs for native born people. And foreign born people had 307,000 new jobs, but year on end down 2.6. I don't know all that shit. President Trump, I've just gotten the highest poll numbers of my political career. Let's see if that should take us to, if I click it, I thought 11, that was yesterday. Or no, it's not. 11/22 is already not yesterday. Why can't I click in this shit? I don't know what's going on here. But hopefully I'm still alive with you guys. You can hear me. I'm definitely on an island right now. Look at this. Wost. This makes me think of Whip. It's like, who is Woost P47? Trump signs executive order launching AI initiative being compared to the Manhattan Project. You mentioned that last night, Melzie, if you can hear me. But then right
I
here,
can hear ya.
Fox News. Breaking, Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal that would see an end to the war with Russia, an official tells Fox News. I don't know why I can't click
I
this
think
shit,
that's
so
it. That
I'm going
I
to come
don't
back.
know. I think that they're still in negotiation, right? I'm not sure.
Well, let's find out. So did our diggers get a chance to link that, the peace agreement in here anywhere?
Check on X.
Okay. X. Yeah, I can just look it up. That's right. Let's
Yep.
just do that, actually. I was freaking looking for something earlier on TikTok, and it was not going well for me. It wasn't going well. Look at TikTok. All right. What do we look like? Okay, we keep it like that. Oh, there's Spiritual Street Fighter again. Trump
Beautiful.
dance post. Oh, shit.
There's your
All right,
Trumpy
what are we looking for? Let's see. It should be trending for you. No. Peace, right? All right, just going to search it then. Damn. Russia, Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine agrees to core terms of U.S. peace plan for Russia war. Here's that Fox News breaking. I guess we'll just use Fox News here for a second. Breaking, Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal that would see an end to the war with Russia. A U.S. official tells Fox News there are some minor details to be sorted out, but they have agreed to a peace deal. Ukraine's decision to agree to the deal came hours after Russia launched an overnight attack on Kiev that killed at least 6 people and injured 13. Maybe we'll look at those Q drops, 6 and 13. There it is. U.S. agrees. Here's when he showed up. I guess the second time he had the suit on this one. That time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was mentioning it to some. I think we were in Telegram chat. Can we double check that since we got the awesome diggers here? If you guys don't mind for a second, is when Zelensky visited Trump in 2024. It was prior to the election, so he's only a candidate. Then why would a leader of a country at war visit with a candidate for president? Like, why would I bother talking to you if I don't know you're gonna be president? And he met Trump. He didn't meet Zelensky. He met Trump. He didn't meet Biden when Biden was supposed to be the president. Can we get the date on that? Anyways, you guys know there's a Q book. What Q book are you talking about, Cindy? There is a Q Bible. It's really known as the Book of Q. And then there's also a Q book online, but I think it's mostly all the Q posts, unless it's telling the story. Let me know more about it. I believe John is a twin Jack. Yeah, Patrick's still alive. That's another brother, right? And they have a sister, too. There are other children, too. That's Cheryl, 17. Yes, twins. Arabella is alive. That was probably a while back. What am I looking for? What do we need? What do we need? What do we need?
How about deltas today? Should we look at?
Oh no, Zelensky thing, and I got sidetracked by
let's check out deltas today.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. Let's see. Read more. It's got to be right here. Some dumbass comment. Ukraine agrees to peace deal. Settle down. Let you allow your little stupid ass. All right, it's off. Settle down. Settle down. Ukraine agrees peace deal. U.S. official says some minor details. I read that part. Let's listen to Rubio for 2 minutes here for a second.
All right, sounds good.
Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on all your devices. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private.
Where's the timestamp on that? 20 more seconds. Okay, let's see. Ukraine agreed to peace deal with Russia. Some minor details. Geez, how many times do I need to say that shit? Heavily damaged building in Kiev on November 25th, 2025. Of course, they're ahead of us. Lieutenant Jeff Tobert. October. We'll go back to that here. Bullshit's over with.
First to Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin, reporting live from Washington. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Martha. Well, I'm told by well-placed sources that there is real momentum in the talks about ending the war in Ukraine. President Trump spoke by phone this morning with President Xi of China. The call was about trade, but the two leaders also addressed the war in Ukraine. President Trump has said publicly his proposed Ukraine peace deal is, quote, not my final offer. But this weekend's dash toward a deal left Washington reeling, with Secretary Rubio flying to Geneva to meet with the Ukrainians after Army Secretary Dan Driscoll met with the Ukrainians in Kyiv.
It was very, very, it is probably the most productive day we have had on this issue, maybe in the entirety of our engagement, but certainly in a very long time. But work remains, and because this continues to be a working process, you know, I don't want to declare victory or finality here. There's still some work to be done.
The deal was delivered to Ukraine's President Zelensky by Vice President Vance's ally, Army Secretary Driscoll. Initial reactions were negative from Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill to the 28-point deal, which some put into the AI chatbot Grok and found it had been transliterated from Russian.
I would take a page out of Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, to all parties involved in this. If you have a bad deal, then you got to be prepared to walk away.
This initial plan would be a total capitulation by Ukraine. I think it would go down, frankly, as a historically bad deal, rivaling Neville Chamberlain giving in to Hitler before World War II. The idea that the Ukrainians would be forced to give up the balance of the Donbass, cut back on their military forces, you know, frankly, never be able to join NATO.
But I'm told that that initial 28-point plan, Martha, has evolved with input from the Ukrainians. The real question is whether the Russians will accept the adjustments to what at first was seen as a plan favoring them. Martha?
Jennifer, thank you very much.
All right. So there's that. Let's see. So Ukraine agreed. There's allegedly a building that got struck recently. Let's see. Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Tolbert, a spokesman for U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll, had told Fox News that Driscoll...
Here's why you should switch from Google to
Play it
DuckDuckGo
now.
on all your devices. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private and doesn't...
Oh, bitch. Sorry, guys. Okay. Driscoll and his team met with Russian officials in Abu Dhabi on Monday and Tuesday to discuss framework for a Ukraine peace deal. The talks are going well, and we remain optimistic. Secretary Driscoll is closely synchronized with the White House and the U.S. intra-agency as these talks progress. Okay, residents watched their home burn after a drone hit a multi-story residential building during Russia's overnight attack in Kiev. Last, again, Ukraine, but it'd be November 25th, which is for them would have been passed already. Allegedly, the U.S. official told Fox News that the Ukrainian delegation was also in Abu Dhabi. Is that India, Abu Dhabi, or is that Dubai? Abu Dhabi, and was in contact with Driscoll and his team. The diplomatic flurry over the weekend followed the leak of the 28-point peace plan to Axios. I probably can click that link here in a second. That's the one we're looking for, which many European leaders and U.S. lawmakers viewed as largely favorable to Russia. Of course, they're going to say that, but who knows? Rep. Don Bacon, which, by the way, I mean, Ukraine's basically surrendering, Republican Nebraska, said on X that the initial proposal by the U.S. Special Envoy, Steve Witkoff, was a, quote, surrender document for Ukraine that would have left it at the mercy of Russia for decades to come, end quote. Interesting. That's a Republican from Nebraska. He said the latest version developed with Secretary of State Marco Rubio's involvement and input from Ukrainian and European officials was a better plan. We must stand on the side of freedom and the rule of law. Of course, these guys always say that. They're never genuine. Don't know who that guy is, though, that said it. Here's Zelensky shakes hand with that's the U.S. Secretary of Army, Dan Driscoll. Is that normal for them to meet with the Secretary of Army? Seems kind of odd. I guess it's a military peace deal, so maybe. Ukraine's decision to agree to the deal came hours after Russia launched an overnight attack on Kiev that killed at least 6 people, injured 13, allegedly. The strikes on the residential buildings and civilian infrastructure came as U.S. and Ukrainian officials met over the weekend in Geneva to discuss the 28-point peace plan being pushed by the Trump administration to end the nearly 4-year war. Anything to add about that, Mel? Just give me a break here, or anything?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. Like, we could go on and on. I'm not. We'll be hearing more, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, let's see here. Talks in Geneva, addressing countries' agreement, major parts of the peace plan. We appreciate the productive, constructive meetings held in Geneva, as well as President Trump's efforts. Our delegation reached common understanding. It's not very long. I'll just finish this last 2 sentences.
Okay.
Rustem Umerov, Ukraine's Secretary of National Security and Defense Council, cited talks in Geneva in addressing his country's agreement to major parts of the peace plan. We appreciate the productive and constructive meetings held in Geneva between the Ukrainian and U.S. delegations, as well as President Trump's steadfast efforts to end the war. Umerov wrote on X, delegations reached a common understanding on the core terms of the agreement discussed in Geneva. We now count on the support of our European partners in our further steps. So Umerov added that his country looks forward to Zelensky visiting the U.S. at the earliest suitable date in order to complete final steps and make a deal with President Trump. So it looks like Zelensky is going to come see Trump one more time at least in the near future. So we'll watch how that goes, and maybe we can make some guesses where that will be and what time. I guess it'd probably be back at the White House, but I'm sure the people will be betting on what he wore, like Ben Salman was talking about when they were betting on what he might wear for the
not being in black.
Yeah.
All right, so I put into Diggers an outro video if you want to do that.
Outro, okay. Yeah, all right. So we can do the peace deal and all that stuff. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna end it for 2 hours. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Glad we got to stop in. Happy birthday, JFK Jr. and the twins and the Kennedy family. Thanks for all your service and love and gratitude and all the things that you've done. Thank you, President Trump, Q Team, Anons, digital soldiers out there. Thank you, all the diggers. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there. I think we're going to be taking tomorrow off.
She's getting time traveling again. Today is Tuesday, right?
What? Is today? I thought it was Wednesday. Are you sure?
I'm not completely sure with that. Can we get confirmations down in the crowd there? What's the day, fellas?
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Oh man. She said, look at this. I wish I had a screen cap. She just private noted me. Do you want to mention us taking 2 days off Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving? I guess we could talk about it now on Tuesday, Mel. Probably not a bad idea. Tim had to step away. We were gonna ask him things, but anyways,
yeah, we have
Wednesday. It's been happening quite often. We have some time travel situations. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow for sure. And I think we'll probably take a couple of days off for the holidays for everyone and to do things. Maybe we'll try to do a weekend show or something on the holidays just to catch up with everybody and have something fun to do.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. And you got intro and diggers already?
And outro. Yep.
Okay. This is the one we want to play. Wait, what about the one you were going to play that was 2 minutes?
That's the one.
Oh, that's okay. All right. See you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see y'all soon. Love, love, love. Make sure I share what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to do. There we go. Love you guys.
We've caught them all.
Thanks again, everybody. We love y'all. We'll see you soon. Make sure to check out our swag on Printify, hammertime.printify.me. Check out our new swag. Get some stuff for your friends and family for the holidays. We appreciate it. Love, love, love y'all. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tim will be back with us as well, too. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, Wednesday, 11:20.